that village elders would gather under to engage on all matters related to governance of the village. A shelter in which elders would store ancient drums of wisdom. We pay tribute to him and every hero and heroine of our struggle for freedom and democracy. Our democracy did not come on a silver platter. We should therefore not take it for granted. Neither will it proceed without challenges. We know there will be challenges in this democracy. We know there will be impediments in this democracy. We know there will be obstacles in this democracy. But what matters is our determination to thrive towards complete non-racial, non-sexist, democratic and prosperous society. Honorable Speaker, last year we made a commitment to the people of Limpopo that we shall rise from the devastation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. We said our approach will involve embarking on a fresh journey, seeking growth and development, as well as prosperity for the residents of Limpopo. We said our economic recovery trajectory will be guided by the National Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan and the Limpopo Socio-Economic Recovery Plan. Through these plans, our deliverables should be measured against the attainment of an inclusive developmental economy. Today, we have gathered in this house to give an account of the work we have done and to pronounce on the plans and programs of the government for the year ahead. We are also here following the delivery of the 2023 State of the Nation address by His Excellency, President Mathabatha Cyril Ramaphosa 2 weeks ago. After acknowledging the challenges that we face as a people, especially the energy crisis, President Ramaphosa reiterated that, and I quote, "If we work together and act boldly and decisively, leaving no one behind, we will be able to resolve our challenges. We are a nation seized with the challenges of the present, but we are also a nation striving to fulfill the promise of our future," close quote. Therefore, our collective responsibility moving forward is to implement the policy directives pronounced by the President. Honorable Speaker and honorable members, we are pleased to report that we have now recovered our lost ground, after the disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Last year on this occasion, we made a commitment to traverse the path of economic recovery towards a post-COVID-19 pandemic era. Our plan has been guided by the path of economic renewal, geared strategically towards fighting unemployment, poverty, and inequality. Notwithstanding these positive developments in this respect, of our people, of our response to COVID-19 pandemic, we are convening here today amidst other harsh global and national economic conditions. Indications are that geopolitical conflicts, such as the war in Ukraine and the wider impact of the sanctions associated with it, will affect other economies, including ours. Already, our country has witnessed spikes in fuel prices, which have a negative impact on the production and transportation of many products, including food. In addition, the rising cost of living has led to tightening financial conditions in most regions. This, together with the lingering COVID-19 pandemic in China, weighs heavily on the economic outlook. Similarly, the State of the Province address is taking place at a time when our country is grappling with the detrimental effects of the electricity crisis. It is for this reason that we welcome the pronouncement by the President Ramaphosa regarding measures the country is taking to mitigate the effects of this crisis. As Limpopo, we will also ensure that we play our part, including in the just energies transition. In making our contribution to help resolve the energy crisis and the build of a just transition, we will need to prioritize the building of an uninterrupted electric power supply capacity or capability for essential services. In this regard, the Office of the Premier is assigned to play a major and wider coordinating role in giving guidance to our provincial efforts. Key amongst these is the development of a province-specific and comprehensive energy plan to ensure that we build a new electricity generation capacity in our province. To this effect, the provincial government and the subsequently municipalities must include in their plans the development of energy production projects. These plans must encapsulate the possibility or the possible retrofit of solar panels to all government buildings. This will have to be done in a way that will complement ESCOM. Madam Speaker, the provision of health care and education services should be amongst the first to be insulated from the electric power supply interruptions. And it is in this context that as a start, I have mandated the MEC for Health to prioritize the installation of solar power panels to hospitals and clinics in the province. In the same spirit, I am pleased to report about the launch of the Renewable Energy Strategy by Musina Makhado SEZ in partnership with the United States Agency for International Development. The strategy, which will be launched next month in March, will serve as a blueprint to guide investment in our energy cluster and also to promote sustainable development. On the economic front, there has been some signs of recovery as we confront the triple challenges of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. It is also worth noting that the official unemployment rate in our country has decreased in 6 provinces. We are pleased to report that the largest decrease was recorded in Limpopo at 5.3%, that is from 36.3% down to 31%. A worrying trend, however, is that as per Statistics South Africa's quarterly labor force survey of the third quarter 2022, young people aged between 15 and 24 and between 25 and 34 record the highest unemployment rates nationally. In this quarter, there were about 10.2 million young people aged between 15 to 24 years across the country, of whom 34.5% were not in employment education, or training. Madam Speaker, notwithstanding these challenges, I am pleased to report that our provincial socio-economic recovery, anchored in our efforts to industrialize the province, has begun yielding positive results. Last year during this sitting, we reported that we had to urgently start visible work at the Musina-Makhado Special Economic Zone. I'm happy and very pleased, of course, to report that after the approval of the environmental impact assessment, construction work in the north side has commenced with the laying of bulk infrastructure. The construction of the 14-kilometer internal routes has already created immediate opportunities for work seekers and local entrepreneurs. Additional bulk installations such as water, sewer, electricity, and integrated security infrastructure will continue in 2023. It is also worth mentioning that the appeal process in respect of the Musina-Makhado SEZ South Side Environmental Impact Assessment was concluded on July 2022. These are some, honorable members, some of the issues or impediments that makes these projects to delay. Hona le bo masela coach ba elong hore ba tšama ba ema ditšwelopele tše tša rena ka pele, ba re ema ka pele gore re palle ke go tšweletša ditšwelopele tše pele ka go phela ba re iša koto. Hence, that is why this SEZ project is taking so long. This, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, has paved a way for the completion of the township establishment and the rollout of the requisite bulk infrastructure services. Nevertheless, we are aware of the other parties that continue litigating against the development of the Musina-Makhado SEZ. We are confident that, as before, we shall overcome this hurdle. In the recent past, there has, on the other hand, been an outcry about the unavailability of water to support Musina-Makhado SEZ. We are, however, pleased to announce that the Department of Water and Sanitation has given us an assurance that it will support the project with water on a short, medium, and long-term basis. Among the proposed water sources are groundwater, imported water, and the development of new dams in the Vembe district. Just last night, I had a very fruitful engagement with some of the main investors in the Musina-Makhado SEZ, the Hoimoi Group. They welcomed the progress we have made so far and once more assured us their unwavering support and commitment to this project. Another catalytic project we reported about during the State of the Province address last year is the Fetagom-Mtubazi SEZ. And we are mentioning these things, honorable members and ladies and gentlemen, because we want to report on the progress made on the pronouncements that we made in SOPA of last year. It's not like we are doing cut and paste, we are repeating the same thing that we said last year. We are saying these things because we are reporting, we are giving you progress report. I am delighted to report that the environmental impact assessment was granted. We have since allocated a budget for Fetagom towards SEZ infrastructure development. We are now ready to submit the application for the designation of Fetagom towards SEZ to Cabinet, National Cabinet. And we are positive that we will get an approval. We project to create over 6,000 jobs through the implementation of the industrial parks revitalization programs in all the 5 districts of our province. And next year, we'll report about these 6,000 jobs. The Critical Infrastructure Program has approved 49.9 million rands funding for the Seshego Industrial Park to refurbish the top structure of 11 factories. The plan is to start immediately with construction. We envisage that this construction will be completed in the next financial year. The people of Limpopo, to you, we want to say, in 2021, we hosted the first Limpopo Investment Conference. Through this initiative, we raised 209 billion South African rands worth of investment pledges. And to date, more than 7 major projects worth more than 50 billion rands are in the implementation phase. Not planning, in the implementation phase. Anglo-American has committed to advancing the hydrogen economy, and already it has implemented 40 billion worth of their commitment in Mogalakwena. In this regard, our President Mathabatha had the opportunity to launch the new Gen hydrogen truck in 2022. The development of the new Gen hydrogen truck and its successful launch in the mining sector in Limpopo were important contributions in the global response to climate change, specifically the decarbonization of energy, transport, and broader industry. Madam Speaker, these are actual and tangible projects that we are talking about. Mining in our province is a major contribution to our production output. The sector is poised to play an increasing role given our mineral endowments. It is my pleasure to announce that mining restoration investment has made a significant investment in the mining sector with a pledge of 700 million rands towards a chrome and platinum group metal mine in the Tabazimbi area. I am proud to say that the company has already spent 140 million rands of the productive investment. Sefaten Chrome Mine is revolutionizing chrome mine with its unique underground shaft. They have invested a substantial sum of 1 billion rands to make this project a reality. This investment has created 350 jobs during the construction phase and provided a long-term source of employment for 600 individuals once production begins. No wonder, ladies and gentlemen, that the biggest increase in the unemployment rate throughout the country is here in Limpopo. Last year, we reported to this August House progress regarding the corridor mining resources, which is a shareholder through Limpopo Economic Development Agency, to the Mphahlele Platinum Group Element Mining. In 2023, there will be further drilling to upgrade the resource. The equity partner, Sidibelo, is mobilizing 1 billion rands to operationalize the mine. Muzweli Engineering, which has pledged in that conference 115 billion in rands investment, is paving the way in small-scale nuclear power. Shekinah Lion and Game Lodge, which made an initial investment of 60 million rands already, is now leading the way in economic tourism. Nalani Green Solar Energy Project, which has started implementing their 5 billion investment pledge, is providing a unique, socially responsible approach to energy generation. The Nguna City investment is creating a viable and vibrant dynamic community that seamlessly integrates business, retail, commercial, industrial, hospitality, institutional, and residential land use in a deep rural area. In just the first 2 phases of the project, it has created over 2,000 temporary jobs and 550 permanent jobs with an estimated worth of 370 million rands. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, these are actual projects. These are actual jobs that we are talking about. You can issue out a group or a delegation to go and investigate what we are seeing. I am honored to stand here before you today to share some exciting news regarding the ZZ2 Park House. The companies are undoubtedly committed to the growth and development of the agricultural sector in our province. We are proud to announce that ZZ2's investment of 128 million rands into cutting-edge agro-processing facility for avocados and tomatoes is now complete. Honorable members of the House, this administration is serious about addressing the challenges facing social stratum called the missing middle. In human settlement terms, the missing middle refers to households who do not qualify for the government's low-cost housing subsidy because their income is above the eligibility level, while they do not qualify for mortgage bonds from commercial banks because their income is below the qualifying threshold for the home loans they want. In order to deal with this hindrance, RESIMA, our Provincial Housing Finance Agency, has partnered with the Department of Cooperative Government, Human Settlement and Traditional Affairs to implement the finance-linked individual subsidy program. To date, a total of 147 people have benefited from this program valued at 11 million rands. Through this program, people will be able to secure housing finance at an affordable price. And remember, honorable members and ladies and gentlemen, RESIMA is providing the lowest interest rates in the country, much lower than the commercial banks, which therefore means buying money from RESIMA is cheap if the interest rate still refers to the price of money. The larger proportion of our population, mostly workers and work seekers, depends on public transport such as Great North Transport buses to commute daily. The Great North Transport has been repositioned to achieve its mandate of providing affordable and reliable public transport to the people of Limpopo. Having accepted its challenges, the Great North Transport had to adopt a turnaround plan which is unfolding. And I must say, this is one of the aspects, honorable members, where I would say the provincial government was not really doing as expected. We had expected the provincial government to do better, but we accept that on this project, we were not really up to the task. Hence, we came up with a new turnaround strategy. We have also noted the challenges of transport planning on provincial economic nodes such as Dubazi, Musina, Lephalale, and Polokwane. The economic pressures of migration affect transportation planning. The Department of Transport and Community Safety will be tasked to build requisite capacity on transport planning and departmental and municipal levels. In fact, departmental and municipal levels. Honorable Speaker, tourism is one of the key strategic economic growth points in our province. Nevertheless, the sector, like other sectors of our economy, has been negatively affected by COVID-19 pandemic. This has led to the Department of Tourism developing a plan to facilitate recovery in the sector. The Limpopo Tourism Agency, which is the pride of the province, I must say, has made strides in implementing this recovery plan through its marketing efforts. As a province, we have started regaining momentum in international tourist arrivals. From 0.6 million in 2021, we recorded over 1.5 million visitors in Q3 of 2022. This figure has by far surpassed the 2021 international annual performance. This puts Limpopo back to the top 3 performing provinces in international tourist arrivals. In domestic performance, Limpopo had the greatest number of trips originating from the province with 1.53 million trips in 2022 compared to just over 57,000 in 2021. This is a tremendous growth compared to the previous years. Limpopo has recorded 1.62 million trips by province of destination in Q3 of 2022. Again, this puts Limpopo back to the top 3 performing provinces in domestic trips. In the same vein, we are delighted at the performance of Hoedspruit Airport. Honorable Smalley. It is reported to be amongst the busiest airport and major competitor amongst its peers in the country. On the 78,000 passengers that land at the airport, 61,000 of them are European tourists. And European does not only mean whites, European. Those who are coming from Europe. The airport's ability to fly internationally allows many international travelers to have easy access to regional routes such as Vila Nkulu in Mozambique, Mon in Okavango, Delta, Botswana, and Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. It is in this context that I have assigned the MEC for Transport and Community Safety to work with AXA and coordinate a team to ensure development of a workable strategy for repositioning and repurposing of this airport. Because if it was according to me, honorable members, I would say this airport must be given an international airport status. But the MEC will work on that. Our economic recovery route rests mainly although not only on the number of jobs we are able to create in our leading sectors and support for SMMEs. We are pleased to report that during the 2022-2023 financial year, we have exceeded our target for supporting SMMEs, and that helped to sustain at least up to 1,000 jobs. In addition, a total of 4.4 million rands worth of loans were dispersed to support SMMEs and cooperatives. A total of just over 13,000 local enterprises received assistance through the province. We shall continue to support about 100 more SMMEs and 100 more cooperatives in the next financial year. Our support for development of youth entrepreneurs has received a major boost. In partnership with the National Youth Development Agency, we have set aside no less than 10 million rands to support established and aspiring youth entrepreneurs in the province. We are therefore inviting young people to apply in their numbers and take advantage of this opportunity so that they become meaningful role. They start to play a meaningful role in the mainstream economy of our country and our province. We have in place a strategic partnership with Exaro to operate a satellite office in the Lephalale region. We have also partnered with Impact Catalysts for co-implementation of specific enterprise development programs on behalf of the participating mining houses in Limpopo. Further, we have a strategic partnership with Black Umbrellas for the co-implementation of enterprise supplier development programs targeting the private and the public sector. As long as you've got good governance, the private sector will buy into your programs. In 2022, we reported about several agricultural projects that needed our focused attention so that we ensure food security for our people. The notorious Limpopo Abattoir has received a boost with an approval of 32 million by National Empowerment Fund at long last. I agree with you. Project. We are reported about the interventions we planned to make in supporting the turnaround strategy of the Zvidiela citrus estate. Our intervention is now bearing fruit, and I'm going to plead with our people that please make this intervention to succeed. Batho ba tshwarentso a re kopantsheng matsogo ke mmušo o tsena thušane le mmušo re kwaneng re beng ba nkwana gore project di kgone succeed. We are assisting this project, I think, for the third time now, but all the time when it collapses is because the beneficiaries develops infighting within the projects. But we hope this time, but varishu, bandu vasekhetu vasemletlana, salkumbela, sirhle, yetani uri project leyi khambe kahle. Preparatory work on the development of a comprehensive master plan for Zvitela in partnership with Impact Catalyst has started. Following the conclusion and the signing of a cooperation agreement in October 2022. Thus far, and despite the challenges experienced, mainly financial constraint from lower than expected income, the production of oranges is well on course. Preparations from harvesting are underway, scheduled to start later this month. The contribution made through the Social Employment Fund, which is implemented by Impact Catalyst, has managed to create more than 600 jobs. Notable progress has been made through the Farmer Production Support Units program. The building for Masala Farmer Production Support Unit in Mopani district has been completed. This will benefit no less than 110 farmers producing food on the 2,203 hectares of land. Since Project Kobatlala Production Brigade was initiated in 2021-2023, the South African National Defence Force procured over 1 million rand worth of fresh produce from farmers involved. Similarly, 32 collection points have been established to ensure active participation of small-scale farmers close to military establishment. Backward and forward linkages of government. Madam Speaker, infrastructure development has and continues to be one of the key economic focus in this government. During the State of the Province address in 2022, we made a commitment that government through the Department of Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure will continue with its infrastructure support for other departments. We gave focused attention to some key infrastructure projects across the province. These include the construction of the provincial theatre. To date, the design of the theatre is at an advanced stage after the Polokwane local municipality made a portion of land available for the theatre. Madam Speaker, we are also pleased to report about progress we are making in the construction of libraries in the province. To date, Runnymede, Mavalani, and Seleting, yes, Mavalani, thank you very much. And Seleting libraries, and I so wish that this one in Seleting can be named after Eskiam Patel. That's my wish, but the decision is with the people of Mpatel. All those have achieved completion. They've been completed already. We shall continue with the planning and design of 4 new libraries in Chaulu, Sekhukhune, Ochabelo, and Vleefontein. The province has been hard at work to deliver quality school infrastructure in 2022-2023 financial year. We are pleased to report that the All Days Primary School in Blueberg and Laduma Mahume Primary School in Polokwane have been completed. We shall continue in the 2022-2023 with the construction of 25 new school projects, 10 of which will be completed in 2023-2024 financial year. Madam Speaker, our partnership with the mining sector in the provision and construction of more road infrastructure for our people is beginning to take shape. The total value of our current 12 partnerships we have with the mining houses is no less than 1.1 billion rands. 2 days ago, the MEC for Public Works was at Kamaleka, Hanapian, handing over the contractor for the construction of the long-awaited steel bridge. Whilst creating a lot of jobs for our people and opportunities for local businesses during the construction phase, there is no doubt that upon completion, this project will have radically redefined the economic landscape in that part of our province. Also worth mentioning is that for this project, 8 mining houses in the Eastern Limb cluster in Fetagomtuwas municipality contributed 127 million rands. So it's a partnership. This is the total cost for the construction of this bridge, which means that the mines are effectively constructing this bridge. Thanks to the Anglo-American Platinum, Glencore Alloys, Boisendal Northern Platinum, Two Rivers Platinum, Samanco Chrome, Dwars River Chrome, Rakoma Mining, and Chate Platinum. In the same breath, we call upon the rest of the private sector to emulate the good example set by these mining houses, to come on board and help develop and grow the economy of our province. We are currently in negotiation, honorable members, with the mining houses in the area of Sekhukhune to assist us with the erection of a state-of-the-art soccer stadium in that area. We hope we will be successful in those negotiations, and if we are successful, Honorable Minister, then Sekhukhune United will come back and play in Sekhukhune. In the 2022 State of the Province address, I made commitments about rehabilitation and upgrading of roads in the province. I can now confirm that these projects have since been completed, and they include the rehabilitation of the 11 kilometers of road D1589 from Gakgobokanang to Ramagatu and Friede in the Capricorn district. The rehabilitation of road D2537 from Pench in the Sekhukhune district. The rehabilitation of road D11 from Hamamaila Kulobetona connecting the RH1 in the Mopani district is complete. To ensure the entire D11 is in a good condition, we have also appointed another contractor for phase 3 in November 2022. When phase 3 is completed, the entire D11 will be in a good condition to ensure that the districts of Mopani and Bembe are connected. The rehabilitation of road D3840 from Biani to Polokwane, to Palabora, in the Mopani district, is at 67% completion, I can confirm that phase 1 of this project has been completed. We have recently appointed a contractor for phase 2. I would also like to announce that we have made significant progress on the other projects that I pronounced on the 2022 SOPA. We have completed the construction of Bridge 6118 in Makuleke, 116, sorry. We completed rehabilitation on Road D3200 Levaka to Mhlabaneng. Phase 2 of the rehabilitation of the 30 kilometers of road D4 Elim to Malamlela has reached practical completion. We have seen that the condition of the road from N1 to Elim is in a dire state. We appointed a contractor to do major rehabilitation on that road. The rehabilitation of flood damaged roads. Road D4240 from Maseven in Skukune is at 70% completion. Phase 1 of the rehabilitation of 40 kilometers of road D1483, Musina to Pond Drift in Bembe, is complete. We have appointed another contractor for phase 2, who is currently at 75% progress. Upon completion of phase 2, we will appoint another contractor for phase 3 to ensure the road leading to Mapungube Nature Park is in good condition. We have completed the upgrading of Road D2922, Road D2919 from Kierom to Chikanoshi in Skukun. Madam Speaker and honorable members, in the same speech, I pronounced on the appointment of contractors by the end of 2022. I would like to give a progress report as well in that regard. Following the completion of designs for Road D4180 Atok Mine to Raslepe to Mudimule, the construction work will commence in the next financial year, 2023-2024. Designs have also been completed for Road D4260 Malupi to Pokwani in Skukun, and the construction work will commence in the next financial year. The construction work for D4090 and D4093, D4094, D4096 Malamati roads in Capricorn District will commence in the next financial year. Finally, the construction work of D4199 Appel at Khamkwana to D190 in Skukune District will commence in the next financial year. In the same vein, we have prioritized other routes in the province, and to this end, contractors have been appointed already for Road D3278 Blowback Hospital to Buffelshoek in Capricorn, Road 3561 Sekgole 1 and Sekgole 2 Maseve Nature Reserve to N1 to N11 Waterfall in Waterberg. D3669 Mabunga Access Road in Vembe, D3734 Chachama Road in Mupani, D3436, D3428, D5008 Ramshwane, Rametlwane to Ramutwana in Capricorn, D3248 Tapani Access to Nwamita in Mupani, D4283 Dlenkawi to Malaka in Sukukune, D3671 Musekwa to Maranikwa in Bembe, and the upgrading of the 10-kilometer road D4109 from Mamatunya to road D885 in Capricorn district. Contractors have already appointed for those roads. I would like to further mention that 83 maintenance and rehabilitation projects will be attended to in the province to fix the ailing road network in the 2023-2024 financial year. I think honorable members will agree with me that this current weather, this current climate is not doing justice to our roads. The other problem that we are facing is the infrastructure network when it comes to freight. We need to seriously, Honorable Minister, consider the issue of rail lines, developing rail lines. For as long as we don't have that, we will always continue reacting to potholes. And in most instances, we cry, Lord, I'm also glad to announce that we have appointed 41 engineering consultants to design roads in all 5 districts of our province. The designs are expected to be completed over a period of 12 months. This forward planning approach will help us ensure that whenever funds are available for construction, we implement without waiting for designs to be completed. Water provisioning is high on the agenda of this government. During the State of the Province address last year, we presented a detailed report about progress and challenges regarding water supply in Limpopo. Major projects for water resource development will be implemented by the Department of Water and Sanitation. These include the rising of the Tsanin Dam wall, Olifants water resource development, Musina Makado SEZ bulk water supply, and Nandoni water treatment works. There is already a plan with time frames for all these projects. And I must also confirm to you, Hosi Mwamito, that even the Mwamito Dam is in the plans. We have already agreed with the Department of Water and Sanitation that it will be built. I think the date is 2024, taking under correction. I am pleased that during our engagement with the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Minister Senzo Mkhunu, it was agreed that we have to expedite these bulk water infrastructure projects, especially the Nandoni Nsami bulk water pipeline, Giani water treatment phase 1, Giani water services, and the Loskop regional bulk water supply. This we must do without hesitation, because the people of Giani have been waiting for a very long time for water. They must drink water before the end of this financial year. I am happy that Mopani District Municipality did not wait for the pipeline to be completed. They have just appointed contractors to commence with the work of laying infrastructure for reticulation. This will assist us that as soon as the bulk services is completed, we're not waiting for reticulation to take place. That system will talk to the already implemented, thanks to the district municipality. Municipal infrastructure development is a key enabler for growth and development. We expect our municipalities to invest more in the development and maintenance of water sanitation, electricity and road infrastructure. In the past years, our municipalities were performing above expectations in municipal infrastructure grant spending. The COVID-19 pandemic impacted the municipal infrastructure grant spending negatively. Nevertheless, there are still municipalities which have performed well regarding their municipal infrastructure grant. And this include Maruleng municipality, which is top at 91.2%. Ephraim Mogale municipality comes second at 80.9%. And Elias Mutswaledi municipality comes third at 72.1%. Honorable members, this is not mere spending. It is most importantly infrastructure development and maintenance, which involves the provision of work, the provision of jobs as well. It is also worth noting that the municipal infrastructure grant was allocated to other important infrastructure development projects besides just water. A total of 25 kilometers local access streets has been added into provincial road networks. 8 community services projects were completed. The community facilities constructed include community halls, sports facilities, cemeteries, and high mast lights. One bulk water project was completed in the Cape Creekon District Municipality to benefit 2,745 households. That is 2,745 households. By the end of the financial year, municipalities have spent 2.8 billion rands. That amounts to 92.3% of the total municipal infrastructure grants allocation. This is a very important milestone when it comes to the performance of municipalities. Because in the past, they were performing below us, 60%, 70%, and below that. This, of course, I must say, are encouraging signs, and I therefore call on the municipalities to sustain this momentum. Madam Speaker, underspending and completion of water and sanitation projects remains another challenge in municipalities. We have noted that access to water has declined by 9.4% between 2015 and 2021. This is from 78.8% to 69.4%. This has mainly been caused by aging infrastructure, affecting sustainable and reliable water supply, as well as by changes in climate conditions or climatic conditions. However, there was a 4.5% increase in sanitation between 2015 and 2021. We have since encouraged municipalities that are water service authorities to utilize a portion of their municipal infrastructure grant to refurbish or replace aging infrastructure. We shall continue to align all these projects through the previous Intergovernmental Relations Forum so that the district development model can shape the manner in which we provide services to our people. Madam Speaker, government has since developed a turnaround strategy to address the human settlement portfolio, which has been a great concern to us because of its performance. The implementation of the strategy is already yielding results, and the current level of performance in the delivery of housing units is now at 3,881, excluding the 35 units delivered through the finance-linked individual subsidy program. We envisage that the Human Settlement Development Grant budget allocation, mainly earmarked to deliver 4,975 housing units in 6,055 sites, will create housing opportunities for 3,150 qualifying job seekers. Today, we have another good reason to celebrate, Madam Speaker. There is no doubt that our journey towards our target of 80% grade 12 pass rate is well on track. The class of 2022 has shown us that it is doable. Through resilience and dedication, the grade 12 class of 2022 has attained 72.1% pass rate. Now, this, honorable members, represents 5.4% improvement from 2021. And as the Minister of Education has said, Limpopo is the second most improved province in the country. What a milestone. Limpopo set a new metric record in 2022. It improved the number of candidates who obtained bachelor passes from over 28,000, which was 26.7% in 2021, to approximately 33,000, which is 29.8% in 2022, bachelor passes. To team education under the Honorable MEC Mabungulu Ramakanya and all the stakeholders, Limpopo says to you, thank you once more. There is no doubt that the intervention plan we adopted at the education in Daba, that I convened last year, has made a huge impact. We must therefore intensify the implementation of this plan. Madam Speaker, school infrastructure remains high on the agenda of this provincial government, and it is a prerequisite for conducive learning environment. To this effect, the province will build an additional 150 classrooms in the next financial year. This will go a long way towards reducing classroom backlogs at our schools. On the other hand, we have made great strides in addressing the challenge of schools with appropriate sanitation facilities. The next phase is to attend to those schools that have inadequate sanitations. About 150 public works, about 150 of such schools will be provided with additional sanitation facilities over the next medium-term expenditure framework. Honorable members, in keeping with the dictates of the fourth industrial revolution and demands of the knowledge economy, the project of providing our learners and educators with appropriate ICT resources is well on track. In the previous financial years, we provided grade 1 and 8 learners with tablets and their educators with laptops. There is still a lot of work we need to do to complete the shift, including of building learning and teaching interactivity on the e-learning platform and securing digital connectivity across the province. Similarly, we recognize the critical role that the Early Childhood Development Program plays. Cabinet took a decision to transfer this function to the Department of Education with effect from the 1st of April 2022. We have since put in place systems to ensure that 105,000 children aged 0 to 4 years access registered ECD programs in community-based centers throughout the province. Honorable members, today we are in what is known commonly as the post-COVID-19 pandemic era. It is worth noting that more than 2.5 million people above the age of 12 have been vaccinated in Limpopo. We invited those who are vaccinated against COVID-19 to vaccinate. In the same breath, the fight against HIV, AIDS, TB, and malaria continues. Through vaccination of children, we have also made significant strides in our continued fight against measles. We therefore encourage parents to make sure that our children are vaccinated against measles. I think honorable members will agree with me that the province performed splendidly when it comes to our combating of the COVID-19 pandemic in this province. And thanks to you, MEC Honorable Ramatu. Continue with the good work. And I want to say to the people of Limpopo that when I appointed Honorable Ramatu, I did not appoint her to come and practice as a doctor. I appointed her to come and become a politician and practice as a politician. Anyone who think differently, Honorable members, we are honorable members, and I'm interested to know her qualifications.
Honorable member,
we are very excited that finally the long-awaited Limpopo Academic Hospital is going to be constructed this year. The Minister of Finance yesterday announced in Parliament that the construction of this 488-bed hospital will begin next month, this coming month. Of particular importance is that this massive project will not only help towards improving the provision of health services in the province, but will also create jobs and business opportunities for our people during the post-construction. Earlier this month, honorable members and honorable Speaker, Turkey and Syria experienced a devastating earthquake. No less than 46,000 lives were lost, whilst many are still unaccounted for. On behalf of the people of Limpopo, I convey our heartfelt condolences to all the families that lost their loved ones. Please allow me to take this opportunity to applaud the 5 members of the Limpopo Emergency Medical Services Rescue Team who volunteered to go to Turkey and Syria to help with their expertise and services. They are a true resemblance of what has always defined us: solidarity with the fellow people during the time of despair. Honorable members, the province realized the decrease of road fatalities up to the 3rd quarter of 2022-2023 financial year by 1.8%. 179 fatalities were reported. For the same period during 2021-2022, 226 fatalities were reported. Fatalities dropped significantly by 47, which converts to 20.8%. Most of the victims were the pedestrians, followed by passengers. Just a few days ago, we sadly witnessed a horrific accident on the N1 in Makado municipality, where we lost 22 people. We sent our heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and wished speedy recovery to those who were injured. In my consultative meetings with stakeholders prior to this address, the South African Council of Churches had impressed upon the need to convene a prayer session in response to this and other fatalities. To that effect, I have directed the MEC for Transport and Community Safety to work together with the faith-based organization to convene a provincial prayer day before the end of March 2023. I have no doubt that we need to come together with all organs of civil society, converge under one roof to develop a social compact. Underpinning this social compact should be a commitment to confront these social ills that afflict humanity. Gender-based violence and femicide, as well as other forms of crime that continue to rear their ugly heads in our public life, must be the highlights of this envisaged social compact. Honorable members, last year we recommitted ourselves to make life very difficult for criminals, especially those who wish to use Limpopo as a haven for their nefarious activities. This was largely because peace and stability have always been defining features of our province. However, as of December 2022, the province experienced an increase in various categories of crime. The total number of crime statistics reported at that time was 242, which was an increase from the previous statistics. There is, however, a notable decrease in reported cases of both sexual offenses and attempted sexual offenses. This indicates that the province, through SAPS and other partners in the safety and security cluster, are confronting the gender-based violence head-on. Whilst noting this provincial decrease, we are concerned that incidents of gender-based violence continue to rise in Thohoyandou, Mankweng, Seshego, and Giyani. For us to win the battle against gender-based violence, we need everyone to play their part. Last year, there were a number of intersectoral campaigns through face-to-face, print and electronic media in an effort to intensify our fight against crime. All districts held dialogues wherein NGOs, traditional leaders, interdenominational and sector departments participated. This platform has brought about a renewed commitment to fight crime on the part of our people. We shall therefore put mechanisms in place to ensure that departmental coordination and stakeholder collaborations are strengthened. We continue to enjoy cordial relationship with the institution of traditional leadership in the province. In this regard, we appreciate the work done by the traditional leaders in the resumption of the initiation schools after a 2-year break. In line with the new legislation, the Traditional Leadership and Cohesion Act, the traditional leaders fully participated in the Provincial Initiation Coordinating Committee. This committee, which has since been established, is charged with the responsibility of coordinating and ensuring the smooth running of initiation schools. Madam Speaker, last year we made a commitment to commence with the construction work at some traditional councils' offices. I am pleased to report on the progress we have made in this regard. The construction work is well underway at Bakoniba Matlala in Capricorn District, Raphahlelo in Mopani District, Bakoniba Matsepe in Sekhukhune District, Manoke in Sekhukhune District. In Vembe District and Majeje in Mopani District have been established. I am also pleased to confirm that the Mohasha Traditional Council offices, which have encountered some problems in its initial stage, has now been completed. Madam Speaker, it is worth mentioning that we have set aside a budget to purchase motor vehicles for senior traditional leaders in the next financial year. These motor vehicles will enable traditional leaders to carry out their work as they lead our communities. The institution of traditional leaders also has a role to play in the continued reconstruction and development of our country. It is in this context that I call on all municipalities to work closely with traditional leaders on issues of rural economic development. Nevertheless, of concern to us is the continued referral of traditional leaders' disputes to courts of law. Bamshate mawosharena, tabachamshate adiraruleng bamshate. Retro with Isha the court. Tabachamshate, we have got our customary way of resolving our disputes. Kamshat. If Ridumel Tabacharena Chamshate di Yadikot, Dito Fellecha di Richwadiatli. Honorable members, last year we recommitted ourselves to acknowledge the pivotal role played by our military veterans in the struggle for freedom and democracy in our country. We know and understand that the plight and the welfare of the military veterans is in our collective responsibility. It is our collective responsibility. Following the consultative visit by the Deputy President of the Republic and the subsequent establishment of the Provincial Interministerial Task Team, we began the process of implementing deliverables aimed at improving the living conditions of our military veterans. Honorable Speaker, it was against that background that I have subsequently directed MECs to put specific departmental plans in place to support military veterans. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture has specifically been directed to profile historical contributions made by the military veterans towards the liberation of our country. What you would call liberation route, Honorable Speaker, has to be developed. And the Honorable MEC for Treasury has assured me that he will make files available for that. The provincial government has made significant inroads towards the building of a capable, ethical, and developmental state. As part of this important journey, we committed ourselves to fight against corruption in government, wastage, and mismanagement of public resources. During the State of the Province last year, we gave a report to this August House on the work of Special Investigating Unit into COVID-19 funds. Today, the provincial government is implementing the SIU recommendations. We are also supporting the SIU where investigations are still going on. At least 5 officials are facing internal disciplinary processes in this regard. 1 former official is facing criminal investigation. We are sending a strong message to all those in the public service who are prone to commit corruption, fraud, and maladministration to avoid being on the wrong side of the law. We are well on track, Madam Speaker, in restoring corporate governance and improving financial administration in Limpopo. Sustained audit improvements over this period attest to our commitment to clean governance. In 2021-2022 alone, Limpopo provincial government attained 4 clean audit opinions. We have also received 9 unqualified audit opinions, while only two government departments remained qualified. No disclaimer, no adverse, and nothing. Our immediate task is to sustain the quality of these audit outcomes, implement all audit action plans, and ensure that we move Limpopo towards a clean audit status. The latest audit results by the Auditor General in local government also show an improvement trajectory. We have come a long way since the days of adverse and disclaimer audit opinions. We dare never go back. Out of the 27 municipalities, 2 received clean audit opinions, 13 received unqualified audit opinions, 11 received qualified, and only 1, just 1, had a disclaimer audit opinion. No adverse. Let me therefore take this opportunity to congratulate the Capricorn and Waterberg District Municipality and Ntate Mathabatha. He's getting it for the second time. Ntate Mathabatha and me Mamedi Pitefu. and all municipalities that attained unqualified audit opinions. We want you to improve that to clean. Nevertheless, I am particularly concerned, honorable members, about the Mopani District Municipality, which is the only one that received disclaimer audit opinion for the second time in a row. And I have therefore instructed MEC for Coxton to intervene and assist the municipality. It's not always the case that you should fire people. Sometimes you come with corrective action. Honorable members, we are confident that we have stabilized the provincial government. This was confirmed by Auditor General when she said, and listen carefully, this is not us, it's the Auditor General herself. The province improved its overall audit outcomes over the 3 years since the previous administration. The province improved its compliance with the laws and regulations over the administration period, with 12 auditees, which represents 71%, having material non-compliance findings in 2021-22, compared to the 16 auditees, which is 94% in 2018-2019. We find it encouraging that the improved compliance translated into a notable reduction in irregular expenditure incurred, close quote. That is the Auditor General who says that. Asichupu Mathabatha. I would also want to welcome the Cabinet decision to adopt the framework of the professionalization of the public sector. I would also want to welcome the Cabinet decision to adopt the framework of the professionalization of the public service. We accordingly commit ourselves to implementing this framework. We equally call upon municipalities to embrace this effort to professionalize this sphere of government. The call for professionalization of public service will help us intensify good governance. Honorable members and distinguished guests, during the State of the Province address last year, we committed our provincial departments and municipalities to play a leading role in executing the district development model. We are pleased with the progress regarding the implementation of this model, especially the alignment of plans in Limpopo. And we want to say to you, honorable members, that in this province, all the district municipalities have adopted the DDM approach. Madam Speaker, sports, arts, and culture are key drivers towards building unity and social cohesion. In the year under review, Banyana won the Women's Africa Cup of Nations of 2022. Once again, we congratulate the entire team for having made South Africa proud. That winning team, which is worth noting, that winning team included 6 players from Limpopo, from this province. We therefore could not miss the opportunity of hosting them, welcoming them back to the heartland of Southern Africa, the home of the baobab tree in South Africa, Limpopo. In the same wavelength, we will not tire from celebrating the achievements of our legendary Bakekolo, a football team from Limpopo comprising grandmothers up to the age of 84. They have gained international recognition. Probably, this could be an indicator of where the players from in Banyana from Limpopo comes from. Similarly, Limpopo has seen an increase in football clubs participating in the Premier Soccer League and National First Division. There are 7 teams in the 2 Apex leagues from Limpopo province. This progress has made imperative the development of FIFA-compliant stadia and hospitality sector facilities in our districts. Honorable members, let me also take this opportunity to congratulate the sons and daughters of this province who continue to place on the map, especially in the field of arts and culture. Place this province on the map. We congratulate our daughter, Ndavi Nokiri, the reigning Miss South Africa, who went to contest for Miss Universe last year. Nokiri hails from Zanin, and she follows after illustrious daughters of the soil. Former Miss South Africa, Bokang Munchani, former Miss South Africa, Shudufatu Msida, and all from our beautiful province. We are also excited about our super musicians who continue to wow the world with their storytelling music. When King Munada won the best song of the year with his song Ayekua, on Tobela FM. In the same vein, we saw our national Rakhadi Makazi collaborating with King Penny, who's my guest today. With a powerful song, Milandu Be. Milandu Be on Palapala FM and Mugana Lonene FM. The Idols 18 closed the curtain last year. The whole South Africa came to a standstill when Thapelo Mlum became the Idols 18 winner. Thapelo Mlum comes from Bakenberg. On the other hand, we continue to be entertained through wedding songs such as Molita Israel Garoba. By our very own pleasure, Ramadi Mathabatha. I can't forget to remember her signature song, which is also the love of my heart. That song, which says, Honorable Scotty, Kilorile Nalue, Rapiri Palamunan, Kilorile Nalue, Rapiri Palamunan. Thank you very much. Ralevo, a pleasure. If I'm not mistaken, Pleasure is also part of the audience. Are you here, Pleasure? Welcome. I am pleased that some of them are here and are my guests of honor in this special sitting today. It is my singular honor and privilege to acknowledge all of them and say to them, Limpopo loves you. Madam Speaker, honorable members, distinguished guests, when we said that Limpopo shall rise, it was like a myth. However, today we are seeing tangible and meaningful progress unfolding. We are like the trunk of a baobab tree whose multi-purpose bark is a friend to a hunter, a friend to a builder, and a companion to a woman who has come to collect firewood. Its bark produces strings that tie multiplicity of items. Whilst the baobab may look like it is temporary bleeding, in no time it regenerates and allows the whole tree to continue producing fruits and shade in scorching sun. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we are like a baobab tree. With these few words, I'd like to thank you, Ndandu.